All right, guys, welcome back to the show. So I get joined today by my boy JJ. So glad to see you, buddy. You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Excellent. All right. So, hey, if you guys, this is your first time seeing the show, thank you for joining us. If this isn't, we're asking that you just like and subscribe and just share it around so we can get around to more people. Look, before we dive into anything, if you guys have any thoughts or comments or anything you'd like to share with us or something you'd like us to cover, please just let us know. Put it in the comments wherever so we can do that because we want to do what everybody else is talking about or thinking about as well as what we're kind of dwelling on. But you know what? We're going to go back to our old faithful. I know it's off season, but we're going to talk some NFL because there has been some activity. Okay. So recently, the biggest activity that we saw was JJ Watt signing. Now, when you heard JJ Watt was signing, where did you think he was going to be signing?
Well, there were two options for me.
Okay.
Either, well, technically three, but the last one doesn't seem realistic. He goes to Green Bay because they kind of need it.
Plus, he'd be going home to Wisconsin.
Okay, yeah. He goes to Tampa Bay because that wouldn't hurt. Or he goes to Kansas.
Kansas City?
I don't see that. Yeah, I wouldn't see that happening, but chasing a ring and all.
Well, yeah, I don't think they could have afforded him. That would be the biggest problem. So the biggest ones that we heard about that he might be considering was Buffalo and Green Bay. Okay, so Green Bay is because he'd be going home. He'd be going home to Wisconsin where or Buffalo because they had the cap room. They're a title contender, and they thought he might be ring chasing. But instead, we see that he signs a contract. Let's see, how big is this contract? He signs a 2-year deal with the Arizona Cardinals for $31 million, $23 million guaranteed. So, hey, he's reunited with his buddy. Yeah, he's reunited with his buddy DeAndre Hopkins. But is it a great move? That's a tough one, man, because the situation he's in is pretty good as far as maybe the team, but
he gets a good move.
Is it? You think? All right. So if you were to grade the move for JJ, so you're saying that a fellow
I'd give
JJ
it a B
out there,
plus.
B plus,
B plus, because the offense is set and the draft is coming up. So if he decides to stay in Arizona, maybe next year, the year after, they could have a decent defense and a great offense.
But he's nearing the end of his career, considering the injuries that he's had and stuff like that. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't go to a place that would have more of a direct chance to compete for a title, because a Buffalo or a Tampa Bay and stuff like that.
He goes to Green Bay, it's an A plus.
That's fair. It all comes down to what they can do. But so we see him do that. So maybe that helps Arizona's defense. I'm hoping so. I'm actually trying to remember right now what they run. If they run a 3-4 or 4-3, so I'm trying to figure out if he's going to be interior or exterior. So I don't know. I know that this is off season, so changes are being made. It's possible. Let's see if we can pull up the Arizona Cardinals depth chart. We'll see their defense. Okay, so they were at least so they've already got it set up here. So they're running a 3-4 defense. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. That's what JJ is. He's a 3-4 defensive end. So that means that he's going to be, right side defensive end is what they've got him scheduled as or projected as. So that means he's going to be opening things up for guys like Chandler Jones or, to rush the quarterback. So that actually could be a really good move. They can bring back Patrick Peterson, who's, he may not be in the absolute prime of his career, but he's still a really good cornerback. They could have a pretty decent defense. And if you start looking at, obviously it comes down to what they can do running wise.
That didn't work.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the thing is, can they get a running back in there, get a running game, kind of even it out. But I know they're a pass first, kind of pass happy offense, so it's going to be pretty interesting. They need to obviously shore up their offensive line some to kind of help out, keep Kyler on his feet, because he was kind of struggling last year as far as injuries and such like that. So you're giving JJ Watt going to Arizona, you're giving it a B plus. Man, I think a B plus is fair. I'd give it a B plus. I think that's a fair assessment for what he's done. Okay, so let's go on further. What the recent stuff that we saw. You and I have already discussed the Carson Wentz trade. We both are kind of iffy on it somewhat to see. In theory, well, not even in theory. He should have a better team around him with the Colts than what he had with the Eagles. So obviously, he has a better chance to bounce back and have a better career. We'll see how that goes. We did see that Ben Roethlisberger has re-signed, which he wasn't. He was technically under contract, but he kind of changed his contract to save the team about $5 million. So hopefully, they can use that money to go get some people to help him out. Obviously, you and I, we watched a little bit. We watched him go 11-0 to start. Okay, they had a great defense going with TJ Watt. Excuse me. Bud Dupree gets
Yep.
hurt. Can they bring back Bud Dupree? I don't think they can afford to bring him back and to bring back Juju. So here's the question to you. I'll start with this part. Do you think that the Steelers need to bring back Juju, or should they bring back Bud Dupree?
Dupree.
I agree with you. I think that Bud Dupree is probably the better answer as far as helping them out. But
I
here's
don't
the
think Juju
question.
showed up.
What?
He didn't show up.
Oh, Juju didn't show up.
Today.
I thought you said Juju should shut up. And I was like, whoa, that is aggressive. Like, what is going on right now? Why are you so aggressive towards Juju? I didn't understand. Okay, so Ben's back in theory for the next 2 years. Yeah, he did not finish strong. He did not finish strong.
I don't like that timing.
I get it. I get why they had to do it. They had to do it to save money. Here's the question, man. Do they need to draft somebody like late, like a quarterback late, or do you go full in every single pick? It's all about trying to sell out and win this year and or next, because otherwise, what are you doing? I think that if you've signed Ben, you've brought him back.
If you're signing Ben Roethlisberger, you're trying to win it.
Yeah, exactly. So that means that every pick that they use has to be like offensive line, running back, something to improve their team.
Yeah.
So I don't think they can necessarily draft strictly for the future, holding a guy. I think that's what they did when they signed Dwayne Haskins. I know it's Dwayne Haskins. He had a really bad run in Washington, but maybe if they can get him and train him up, maybe that'll work, tutelage under Ben Roethlisberger, maybe in 2 years when Ben's riding into the sunset, maybe Dwayne's the guy that takes over. He had some talent. He just couldn't get it between his ears, and he spent too much time in a strip club. So, I mean, that's just the truth. All right, so we've got those two. Then the kind of the big news also this week, we see that the Jets have decided, or basically have finally admitted, that Sam Darnold is available for a trade. They finally admitted he's available for a trade. Why you've already shaken your head? What is that about?
It's not Sam Darnold's fault that the Jets are trash.
Well, they are the Jets, but we are also biased because we're Patriots fans. But hey, all right, so let's talk about that. Okay, so I heard somebody say this: if they say trade Sam Darnold, they take the number 2 pick and they draft Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. What they're really doing, they're not saying that those guys are more valuable or more talented than Sam Darnold. And this manner of speaking, the Dan Orlovsky list said this the other day, that they're resetting the contract window because Sam's coming up to where you're going to have to sign him soon. Whereas if you draft one of these guys, you can have somebody just as talented down the road, and you've bought yourself 3 or 4 more years before you have to pay the big money quarterback contract. So what do you think? Do you think that they should keep Sam and pay him, or draft one of these other guys and see how that goes?
Well, I kind of think they should keep Sam. He's shown when his team is healthy, he's all right. And that what they really need is just get him some weapons.
Yeah.
Or they could try and get Deshaun Watson. I mean,
that was going to be my next thought. Or do you package it all? Do you take Sam, the number 2 pick, and the other pick they have in the first round and send them all for Deshaun Watson?
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm down for that. I think they should. As a Patriots fan, I hope they don't. I hope they take all their picks, and I hope they trade them for Derek Carr. So, all right. So that's what we've got going on as far as what we saw. Hey, no, there is a rumor going around. Drew Brees is he's working out, man. Does he come back, or should he ride off into the sunset? What are you thinking?
I say give it one more year.
One more year? Man, they're in
One more
they're
year.
in they're in cap hell. They can't keep their guys. They can't do anything right now because they are way over the cap because they just
One
they're
more year. See what you got.
man.
You don't get a ring, retire.
You should retire regardless next year. Well, he looked like his arm was
Yeah.
shot at the end of the year, so I don't know. I kind of wonder. I'm
You
kind of nervous
did say
about
he
it.
was working it out.
Well, he's working out his entire body, so we'll see. Um, I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I like a part of me would love to see Drew come back because he's just a phenomenal player. I like Drew Brees a lot, but we'll have to see if he can come back or not. Because I know that there's probably a lot of the Saints fans and the Saints that are hoping that he goes and retire because so they can save that money and kind of get themselves out of cap hell because they are way over.
I think it would still work if he did retire. They got Jameis Winston.
He's not under
I don't think
contract.
it
They would have to
hurts.
re-sign him.
What about Taysom Hill?
He's under contract, but he's obviously not a quarterback. He's more of a gimmick guy.
Hey, he won 4 games.
They didn't throw very well during those 4 games.
I mean, Teddy Bridgewater did do the same thing. Drew Brees got hurt. He wins. He wins all of those games. I'm starting to think it's no longer the backup. It's Brees who's struggling.
Oh,
losses
so you're telling me that
Brees.
Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill are better than Drew Brees right now?
Yeah.
Wow, Taysom Hill.
This is not a Super Bowl Drew Brees. This is not 2010.
Wow.
It's 2021.
Okay.
He's almost 40.
That's fair. That's fair. Dang. I think he is
40. Tom Brady's 45, so whatever.
He's 43. He's 43. He's hoping to play till he's 45. Man, that's pretty crazy. I can't believe you just said that. That Taysom, you just said on air, on camera, that Taysom Hill right now.
Wait, Taysom Hill. Wait a second. No,
you did. I asked you.
I was still speaking Winston.
Oh, I was about to say because you just said Taysom Hill is a better quarterback right now than Drew Brees.
Not Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill. No. Yeah.
No. Okay. I was about to. Now you're backtracking. Okay. Man.
But Jameis Winston. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. All right. Hey, so look, we didn't get to cover this before. I just want to run through this and you tell me what you think. You think they got it right or got it wrong? So let's just talk about the awards that we saw this year. Okay. See, we have Justin Herbert got Rookie of the Year. Do you think he should have got it?
Yeah.
See,
he was amazing.
He did look really good. But he didn't play the full season. See, I thought Justin Jefferson should have got it. I really did. I thought Justin Jefferson.
I don't know. That's a hard contest for me. Justin Herbert looked amazing, but Jefferson actually caught balls from Kirk Cousins. I mean, that's a lot of talent needed.
Wait, so you're saying that he should get bonus points because it was Kirk Cousins that was throwing the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. I like that one. All right, Aaron Rodgers won his third MVP. You agree with that? I do. I think he had a great year. He had a phenomenal year. If you didn't give it to Aaron Rodgers, who would you have given it to?
I don't know. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers should have gotten it, but I think we should start doing these awards straight after Super Bowl.
They did.
Oh, well, then I'm dumb.
I was like, what are you talking about?
But that shouldn't like the NBA.
But that doesn't factor into it because the result they technically vote at the end of the regular season that you don't get to use the postseason. They don't
get to use postseason.
No, you can't use postseason because they don't use postseason for the NBA awards either. It's all about the regular season where you're the most valuable player.
They should.
No, you can't. That's not fair though, because you could get a guy that's six man of the year could be on a team that's absolutely awful, and so then he doesn't get credit for it. So that's why.
No, I give credit to that guy.
All right. So Aaron Donald, defensive player of the year over TJ Watt.
Yes.
Really? Over
Yes.
TJ Watt had a pretty good year, man. I don't know. I
It's
get it though.
Pittsburgh.
Derrick Henry wins offensive player of the year. He had a phenomenal year rushing. His team is
Yeah.
trash. So I agree with that. Chase Young won defensive rookie of the year. Definitely agree with that. There wasn't anybody else that had
Absolutely.
that good of a year as a rookie. Alex Smith, comeback player of the year, without question, considering what he came back from. The only other competition in my head was Ben Roethlisberger, but the story is just better with Alex Smith. Kevin Stefanski won coach of the year, without question. He got the Browns into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Brian
You get
Daboll.
Cleveland into the playoffs no matter what league. You get coach of the year.
Fair enough. Brian Daboll, he offensive coordinator for the Bills, wins assistant coach of the year. Heck yeah, considering how well he made Josh Allen look this year, the development that they've had with Josh Allen, he should get some credit for that.
Most improved player.
Well, I wouldn't say he was most improved. He had a pretty decent year last year, but yeah, I know what you're trying to say. So they've come a long way. So that's our thoughts on the NFL. We're going to do something soon. We're going to start ranking these quarterbacks in the NFL. We're going to break down the rest of this quarterback carousel. Who should keep their quarterback? Who should get rid of their quarterback? But we're going to do that next time. Like I said, if you guys have thoughts or comments, please send them in, and we would love to discuss some more NFL with you guys. And until next time, have a good one. JJ, tell the people bye.
Goodbye.